season opener. It's crazy that we're here now. Just maybe even compare last year to this year. You had so many mid-season additions. To get a full preseason and training camp with these guys like Olatunji and Yedlin, does it feel almost like a new beginning?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I think the guys that came back from last year had a really good preseason. Even incorporating some of the younger academy players was really great to see. And then also, guys like Sergi, college draft pick, who's been really bright in the games that he's played. So overall, just really pleased. And now I think the challenge is getting everyone back here with their visas intact and getting everyone else up to speed. But the group that's been together have been really good.
There are some visa issues with Morgan's not going to be here, I assume, for the Saturday.
Yeah, Morgan's questionable. Sergi's questionable. Okay. Sanabria is still a little doubtful. So there are some question marks, but again, I think the way we've taken on preseason is everyone needs to understand the roles of the positions, and the group that's playing the best will start the first game in Vancouver.
And yet there is this core that is back, that led by Justin Gladden and Cabral, and of course Diego Luna. Just first about Luna, he kind of came into the limelight last year with the USM national team. What are you expecting out of him this year?
Yeah, again, just another step forward for him, really, and more from a leadership role. I think he realizes the impact of how he can impact the team, both with the ball, but also emotionally. And we saw that this last weekend against LA. He was really bright. He was really positive. And the guys really fed off his energy. And so I think this year it's more of a continue to progress, obviously from a football perspective, but also from a leadership perspective. And like you rightly pointed out, I think the spine of the group with Victor up front, Diego, Justin Glad, and Hoffa, I think is a real solid spine of the group. And so continue to build those relationships as we move forward as well.
You created so many scoring chances last year, just didn't convert on as many as you want. What have you addressed to boost up that goal total?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the things that we talked about is just being more vertical in the way we want to play. And that doesn't mean kicking the ball down the field. It means having more runners that run beyond the ball so that when we do have the ball in the wide areas, we have more numbers in the box. And so that's been a big focus in preseason. This last game where we score 3 goals, it's starting to look really good. And Gozo playing in a relatively new position out wide as a wingback has scored the last couple games as well, and he looks really bright. So I'm really optimistic about this group and what we're going to be capable of doing this year.
Lastly for me, just having a guy like Cabral, do you expect him to play every minute, every game this year? Can he do it again?
Yeah, I think he can. Today, like his first day back from 2 days off, is he wants to fly across the goal, and so I think, really with Rafa Cabral, it's really about mindset. It leads everything, and just a wonderful leader for our group. Just a wonderful mentor to a lot of the guys in the locker room, and to see what professionalism looks like, what it takes to have a career that's been as long and as successful as Rafa's, and obviously what he brings to our coaching staff and the insight. Just a real gem of a human being and a great leader.
Second year for Gozo. How do you want to see him grow this year?
Yeah, I think it's really about capitalizing on the chances in front of goal. And I think he got himself into really good spots because of his speed, and now it's about technique and timing to finish those chances. And like I said, the last 2 games he's notched goals, really good goals. And so I think this is a player that has a trajectory that is unbelievable given where he started last year and where he's at today, and the level of confidence he's playing with. I'm just so happy for him.
What are the emotions, going into the first game of the year, the first regular season game of the year?
Yeah, I think that's what preseason does, is it creates a platform to go in to the first game really thinking about the process and not thinking about anything other than that. And I believe that if we do all the little things right in the different phases of the game, and they've been well rehearsed from a coaching perspective, and they've been well understood from a player's perspective, then it's just going out there and enjoying your football. And that's what I saw this last game against LA Galaxy. The guys were flying on both sides of the ball in transition. We were very diverse in the way we attacked. We were really adaptive in the way we defended. And so for me, that's a real comfortable place to really take off and start the season with. And so it's really about getting the work done this week and making sure we check for understanding and the players understand what we're talking about, but more importantly, that they go out their first game and really express themselves.
How important is game one?
I think it sets the tone. It definitely sets the tone. You know, obviously going to Vancouver, not an easy place to play. So the thought is, if we get a good result there, I think it springboards us into a good start to the season. There'll be challenges about that, but I feel like the experiences that we had last year should really present themselves heavily in the forefront as to how to manage games, what it takes to win, and then just bringing in these new guys and being excited about what we can potentially be as a team.
With the World Cup this year, especially in America, and soccer is going to be at the forefront for this entire summer. What does that do to MLS? I mean, it brings more of a spotlight on the league and how much quality there is.
Yeah, no, I think every World Cup does bring a spotlight to the league. I think this one's really special, being that it's in our backyard. And, you know, I think it's an opportunity for players that play for big clubs all over the world to come and see what life is like in the U.S., right? See what the facilities are like, see the level of professionalism in the different clubs, and I think that's a really big thing, and it's a great opportunity for us to show what we have and how far we've come in so many years. So it'll be probably the most exciting time of the year after RSL having a great run in the playoffs and winning the Cup.
There you go.
Pablo, quería preguntarte con respecto a que ya tienes nuevos jugadores, quizás un poco más de limpia que años anteriores, pero han llegado nuevos también de mucha gran calidad. No vas a poder contar con ellos en el primer juego. ¿Cómo te has sentido en esta pretemporada entrenándolos y sobre todo qué destacas de ellos?
Sí, no, yo creo que los jugadores han traído mucha confianza para el grupo. La calidad que tienen infecta el grupo en una manera positiva. Yo creo que especialmente en el último partido hay un deseo del grupo para ser uno de los mejores en las ligas, y yo creo que cuando tenemos todo el grupo completo vamos a ser, para mí, tenemos experiencia, tenemos jóvenes con calidad, tenemos experiencia con calidad, tenemos un grupo completo, y ahora hay que hacer el trabajo durante la semana, así podemos ir a Vancouver y sacar el primer resultado lindo del campeonato.
Hablando de Vancouver, como tú le habías dicho en las respuestas anteriores, es un lugar difícil, pero creo que es una buena primera prueba para ver cómo está el equipo. ¿Qué es lo que han visto ustedes de Vancouver, viendo que ellos ya empezaron la temporada con la Champions Cup?
Sí, no hemos visto mucho porque todos los partidos lo jugaron en la lluvia en Europa y fue muy difícil. Ahora tenemos un poco de video, yo creo que van a tener mucha confianza del año pasado, pero también van a tener un partido entre semanas antes que jugamos contra ellos. Así, lo más importante siempre para mí es que los jugadores saben cómo queremos jugar y que los entrenadores han enseñado de una manera que entienden. Y si hacemos eso, yo creo que tenemos el grupo que puede ir a Vancouver y sacar un buen resultado.
Bueno, última pregunta. Ha habido tienes un nuevo cuerpo técnico también. ¿Cómo te has sentido tú con ellos? ¿Tú los elegiste? ¿De qué forma han trabajado para poder trabajar de la forma en la cual se pueda revertir lo que ocurrió la temporada pasada?
Sí, yo creo que es increíble, ¿no? Porque entrenados bien y van. Y lo importante es, como decís vos, que la calidad del grupo sigue creciendo. Y yo creo que con el Fred y Jamal tenemos dos entrenadores con experiencia, con su historia jugando fútbol, pero también como entrenadores, y traen son muy ¿cómo se dice? Personables, amigables, y se llevan bien con los jugadores, y eso para mí es lo más importante, porque poder traer a alguien que sabe todo, pero no se acerca con los jugadores, no tiene esa relación con los jugadores. Estos dos sí lo tienen, y ahora el Ant tiene la responsabilidad de juntar el grupo, ellos tres, y mantener el mismo nivel que tuvimos el año pasado. Estoy muy contento con el cuerpo técnico y espero que vamos a seguir creciendo con el año.